In the small desolate town, every November 13th brought an eerie silence. The townsfolk called it the Night of the Stalker, a time when doors were bolted, windows were shrouded, and prayers whispered. For it was on this night that the midnight stalker rose from his grave, a monstrous figure born of darkness and vengeance. The legend told of a man wrongfully executed centuries ago, buried in unconsecrated ground outside the old cemetery. His rage and despair festered, transforming him into a vengeful specter, cursed to rise once a year to satiate his hunger on the day of his execution. The stalker was no ordinary predator. He hunted only those who scoffed at the legend, those foolish enough to think their walls and windows could protect them from his wrath. As midnight struck, the ground in the forgotten cemetery began to tremble. A skeletal hand clawed through the dirt, followed by a towering figure cloaked in decaying rags. His glowing, hollow eyes scanned the town as he emerged, his grotesque grin revealing rows of jagged teeth. Inside their homes, the townsfolk huddled in fear, with the promise that the stalker wouldn't come if they stayed hidden. But not everyone believed. At the edge of town, a man named Jasper laughed at the warnings. "It's just a story to scare kids," he told himself as he peered out his bedroom window, smirking at the empty streets below. Suddenly the shadow grew, materializing into the ghastly form of the midnight stalker. Jasper's breath caught as the creature's glowing eyes locked onto his. The stalker reached inside with clawed hands, dragging the screaming man out into the cold night. The townsfolk covered their ears, unwilling to hear the guttural cries echoing through the streets. By the time silence returned, Jasper was gone. Stalker swallowed him. All that remained was a smear of blood leading toward the graveyard. His tombstone, cracked and weathered, bore no name, only the chilling epitaph, "I return, not to rest, but to feed."